Hi, I'm Kevin Darty, the Education Director for the Illinois Ag in the Classroom program, and we're here with another episode of Beyond the Barn Door, where we take a look at things involving agriculture you might not think about. And all across Illinois, no matter which team you're rooting for, it's time for the World Series. How can you do baseball without agriculture? Well, first off, you can't. We'll start with our equipment. Bats and balls and gloves are made from leather. In fact, one typical steer hide, the hide from a steer, can make 5 ball gloves or 144 baseballs. Plus, those baseballs are typically filled with yarn made from wool. Now, the bats themselves, as our equipment goes, most famous bat manufacturers, the Louisville Slugger Company, located in Louisville, Kentucky, and they manufacture their bats based out of white ash and maple. White ash and maple, typically grown in upstate New York or even in Pennsylvania. So you can't have baseball without equipment. Next up, how about Wrigley and Wrigley Field? Well, the Wrigley family is an interesting case. The Wrigley family started out selling household goods, things like soap, baking soda, and they included a prize with their purchase of gum. They found out more people were buying the gum. That's why we made the transition from selling other stuff to selling just gum. Wrigley's very concerned about the agricultural ingredients, specifically during World War II. During World War II, there was a shortage of many goods, and we were saving them for the soldiers overseas. They weren't able to manufacture their gum to their specifications, so they came up with a new brand they used with lesser ingredients back in the 1940s. They sold that gum manufactured by Wrigley under the Orbit label. You still see Orbit gum now. Now it's made with primo ingredients, but that's where the name came from. Additionally, that was in 1945. What was going on else in 1945? Oh yeah, that was the last year the Cubs were in the World Series. The turf at Wrigley is Kentucky Bluegrass. In fact, there is a turf installing company located in Rock Island County, Illinois, that helped install the turf. You can read more about that in the links. And the ivy, the groundskeepers actually take care of the ivy, and the ivy is actually called Boston ivy. It's a very specific type of ivy that they grow at Wrigley Field, and it's called Boston ivy. When you get to the ball field, you need some snacks. And during the 7th inning stretch, they talk about peanuts and Cracker Jacks. The #1 state growing peanuts is still Georgia. Georgia grows the most peanuts, but Cracker Jacks, there's a unique Illinois agricultural connection. #1, it uses popcorn. It also uses molasses. It's coated with molasses, and it was invented in Illinois back in 1896 in Chicago. And of course, you can't have the World Series without our players. Jake Arrieta, pitcher, how's his connection to agriculture? Well, he was born in Farmington, Missouri. So obviously he has a farming connection. And of course, our very own Ben Zobrist from Eureka, Illinois is another player highlighting for the Cubs. So no matter which team you're rooting for, remember, you can't have baseball without agriculture. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.